Hi all, welcome to Data Engineers Academy. Today we are here to discuss about Snowflake data processing pipeline. Let me explain the concept with an architecture representation. This is the architecture. This is end-to-end data architecture representation. How data is processed from ingestion to virtualization using Snowflake. Let's see step-by-step data flow. First one is raw data injection. Here, the process starts with raw or unprocessed data from the speaking. This data is often incomplete and unstructured. Here, next one is stage. Raw data is uploaded to the staging area in Snowflake. The step ensures the data is stored in a structured manner before cleaning. The stage layer does not modify the data but prepares it for the future processing. Next one is clean. The data undergoes processing, cleaning, and transforming. Any missing or a duplicate or inconsistent data is handled at this stage. The goal is to create structured, high quality of data. Next one is consumption. The cleaned data is loaded into data marts or analyzed structures for the consumption. The data is processed, organized, and optimized for queries. Different data layers like tables, views are the structured for business users. Next one is the dashboard. The final processed data is fed into a dashboarding tool. This allows virtualization through charts, graphs, and reports. It enable business users to analyze trends and make data-driven decisions. Next one is the end users. End users, such as a business analytics, data scientists, and decision makers, access insights. They use dashboards and reports to make strategy decisions. Let's see the practical. So this is the Snowflake account, and here I'm using this code to run. So first I'm ensuring the user has a system admin privileges, which allows creating and managing objects in Snowflake. So I'm executing this. It will be executed successfully. Next, I'm creating a warehouse. So warehouse is also successfully created. Next, I'm creating the sandbox database. So in this, we have the 4 schemas inside the sandbox. Now I'm using the sandbox. These are the 4 schemas, and first one is the stage schema, and next one is the clean schema. Next one is the consumption schema. Next one is common. So these are successfully created. Next, I am creating a file format for CSV processing. Here the file format is created successfully. Here the type is nothing but CSV and the compression is auto, that means automatically detects compression type. Field delimiter. Field delimiter is nothing but comma separated values, and record delimiter means a new line. Skip header. Skip header, it ignores the first row, assumes it's a header. Field optionally and closed by, it is nothing but double quotes. It ensures null value. Next one is, here we are creating internal stage. Create an internal stage schema. Stage area is also created. Next one is, we are assigning or creating a policy tag for data classification. So here the tag is successfully created. And also here we have email and phone number. These are the masking policies are assigning for email, phone number. So first one is, we are masking policy is successfully created. Next we have to create email for masking policy. Next one is phone number. We are creating masking policy for this phone number also. Next, we are listing staged files. List files are stored in the CSV stage, internal stage. And these two are the last two commands check specify subdirectories. That means initial and delta if used for file versioning. Here we have to upload some files in Snowflake, that is initial and delta files. Let's see how we insert those files into Snowflake. Go to the database and select this sandbox. Go to stage schema. Go to the stages. Here we created CSV stage. Here we have to upload the files. I am uploading file from the local system. This is my Swiggy order data, which is having file. In Swiggy order data, I have a location folder. In this location, I have initial folder. I have a CSV file. I'm uploading this file and I'm giving the path as slash initial slash location. Next, I am here. By clicking on upload, the file will be uploaded. Like this, we have to upload all files and I am uploading delta file right now from the location. So these are the 5 files which is located in the delta file. I'm dragging, I'm uploading these 5 files slash delta slash location and I'm uploading. So these files are uploaded. Like this, we have to upload all the files in this CSV stage. In this use case, we want to do first one is location entity. This is the location files which having initial file. In initial file, we have total 7 records and this is the header. And next we have to go to the delta files. In delta file, we have data day 1. In this day 1 file, we have 2 records. That means 2 rows. First one is the header. In day 2, we have total 7 records and this is the header one. So this is the location entity. Here we are using system admin as a role and warehouse as a Hadoop warehouse, database as a sandbox and schema as a stage schema. Let's run these all. While running this, it will be executed successfully. And next we have to load data from stage CSV files. So this it is also successfully executed. Next, we have enhanced data extraction with metadata. Here we have stage file name, stage file load TS, stage file MD5, copy data TS. The data will be loaded successfully. Next, we have to create a location table in stage schema. So it is successfully created. Next, we have to create location stream. So here it is also created successfully. Next, we have to see the location stream. Here we don't have any data. Next we have to run the copy command. By running this copy command, we are loaded 5 rows in this copy command. By using this copy command, we load 5 rows. Next we have to see the location stream. Now here we can see the data containing 5 rows. And also see the active flag also. Next we have to use the clean schema. And we have to create a restaurant location in clean schema. It is successfully created. Next we have to create restaurant location stream. It is successfully created. Now we have to run the merge statement. Here we using clean schema.restaurant location as a target. So these are overall the merge statement. If we run this merge statement, we inserted rows 5 and rows updated are 0. Now go to the sandbox schema. Go to sandbox database. In this sandbox, go to the stage schema. In stage schema, we have tables. In these tables, we have the location. In this, go to the data preview. Here we have 5 rows are successfully loaded. Let's see the lineage. Here is the lineage. First one is a CSV stage in stage schema, location in stage schema, restaurant location in clean schema. Now we have to create consumption schema restaurant location dim. It is successfully created. Now we have to run the merge statement. It is loaded data. Here is the consumption schema.restaurant. While running this, we inserted rows 5 and we updated 0 number of rows. These are the list to check how many files are there in the delta location. Let's check. Here we have these files. In these files, I am taking day1 file. Here I am giving the file path. By giving this, I am executing the copy command. By running the copy command, we are loaded 2 rows. Next, we have to go to the first merge statement. Let's see. By executing the merge statement, we can get 2 rows inserted and number of rows updated is 0. Next, you have to run the second merge statement. This is the merge second statement. While executing this, number of rows inserted is 2, number of rows updated is 0. Now let's check the location. This is the data preview. Here we added 2 rows, 6, 7. These are the 2 rows which we added. Here is the active flag SS. And we have stage file name and we added these 2 files from the delta location day1 file. Now let's check the files. Here we have, I am taking second file, day2 file. Let's give here and just run the copy command. So after running the copy command, we are loaded 7 rows passed successfully. Now we have to go to the first merge statement and execute the merge statement. Number of rows inserted are 3, number of rows updated are 4. Now go to the second merge statement. This is the second merge statement consumption schema. We have to run this. Here we inserted 7 rows and updated our 4 rows. Now we have to check the data preview. Here we added 14 rows successfully. Restaurant file. In this file we have initial load. In initial load we have this file. In this file we have 5 records. These are the 5 rows. In delta load we have day 1 file. In this day 1 file we have 3 rows. In day 2 file we have 5 rows. These 5 rows are in day 2 file. Here the first one is the header. This is the restaurant entity. Here I am using role as a system admin and I am using database and schema and warehouse. Executing these statements. These are successfully executed. Next I am creating the stage schema.restaurant. The table is successfully created. Now I am creating stream for the restaurant stream. It is successfully created. Now I am running the copy command. By using the copy command, we loaded 5 rows successfully. Next, we are creating tables clean schema.restaurant. Here the restaurant table is successfully created. Let's create a stream for this restaurant stream. Stream is restaurant stream successfully created. Now we have to run the merge statement for the restaurant. By here we number of rows is inserted 5 and number of rows updated is 0. Now we have to create or replace the consumption schema.restaurant div. By executing this, it is successfully created. Next, I am running the merge statement consumption schema.restaurant div. By executing this, the number of rows is inserted 5 and the number of rows updated is 0. Let's go to the sandbox and just go to the stage schema, click on restaurant and go to the data preview. Here we have 5 rows successfully uploaded. By using this statement, we can check the files. Here we have 2 files, day 1 and day 2. Now we have to run the copy command. Here I am uploading 2 files at a time. These 2 files are loaded successfully. In day 1, we load 3 files. In day 2, we load 5 rows. Now we have to run the merge statement. This is the first merge statement. Here the number of rows inserted is 5 and number of rows updated is 3. Now we have to run the second merge statement. By executing this, we can get the number of rows inserted is 8 and the number of rows updated is 3. Now go to the sandbox. Go to the clean schema and just go to the tables, go to restaurant and click on data preview. Here we have updated rows. Next, go to the consumption schema, click on tables and go to the restaurant div and go to data preview.
Here we have updated rows here. Total 13 records. Go to the lineage. Here we have restaurant in sandbox.stage schema. And we have restaurant in sandbox.stage schema. Here restaurant in sandbox.clean schema. And restaurant dim in sandbox.consumption schema.
In this use case, next we have to move on with the customer entity. This is the customer CSV. In this we have initial load and delta load. In initial load we have the file and it containing 5 records, that means 5 rows. In delta load we have 2 files. In day 1 file we have 3 records, that means 3 rows, and first one is the header. In day 2 we have 5 rows and first one is the header. So this is the customer entity. Here I am running all these statements. These are all executed successfully. Now I am creating the stage schema.customer. Here the customer table is successfully created. Now we have to create the stream stage.customer stream. Here we have append only equal to true. Let's execute this. This is successfully created. Now let's see the files, how many are there in initial customer. Here we have 2 files. These are the 2 files which is located in the initial stage of customers. Let's copy the second file and run it. Just give the file path here. Now we have to run the copy command. By running the copy command, we loaded 5 rows successfully. These are the 5 rows we are loaded successfully. Next, we have to create or replace this clean schema.customers. It is successfully created. Now we have to create a stream for clean scheme.customers stream. Let's execute this statement. It is successfully created. Now we have to do the merge statement. Here having the clean schema.customer as a target. By use in these we have customer ID name and these, and also from the source on target.customer ID equal to customer.source.customer ID. So let's run this merge statement. By running the merge statement, here the number of rows inserted is 5 and the number of rows updated is 0. Now we have to create or replace the consumption schema.consumption customer dimension. Here we are having primary key as a customer and also we have customer ID. Here we have to run this consumption schema.customer dim. Let's execute this. By executing the customer dim, it is successfully created. After, we have to merge the statement consumption schema.customer dim as a target. Let's execute this. Here the number of rows inserted and number of rows updated is 0. Now we have to check the data. That means with how many files are located in the customer. Here we have two files, day 1 and day 2 file. Let's execute the copy command. So it is executed or loaded successfully at 3 rows. In this day 1 file we have loaded 3 rows. Before executing the merge statement, let's check go to the database and check whether the customer is created or not. This is the customer, and go to the data preview. Here we have data. Now we have to run the merge statement. Here we have the number of rows inserted is 3. Number of rows updated is 0. Let's run the second merge statement. The number of rows inserted is 3. Number of rows updated is 0. Let's refresh the page. Here we have go to the customers, go to the data preview, and here we have to refresh the page. So these are the data which we are loaded. Here we have the 8 rows, and go to the customer dim. Here go to the data preview. Here we have 8 rows. That means first 3 are which we done right now. Now we have to run the copy command. Here we are inserted 5 rows successfully. Now let's run the merge statement. We have to run the first merge statement. By executing the merge statement, we can get 2 rows are inserted and 3 rows are updated. Next we have to run the second merge statement. By running the merge statement, here we are loaded 5 rows and updated are 3 rows. Let's refresh this page. After refreshing, we get these data. Here we have total 13 records. Now let's go to the customer in clean schema. Go to data preview. Let's refresh the page. Here we get total 10 rows. These are the rows which we updated. And next we have to go to the stage schema customer table. Go to the data preview and refresh the page. After refreshing, we get the 13 records. These are the files which we updated. Let's go to the lineage. Here we have CSV stage customer dim. CSV stage is under sandbox.stage schema, and customer is under sandbox.stage schema. Customer is in clean schema, and here the customer dim is in consumption schema. In this use case, next we have to move on with address entity.
This is the customer address folder. In this folder, we have initial load and delta load. In initial load, in this file, we have 5 rows, and the first one is the header. In delta load, I have day 1 and day 2 files. In this J1 file, I have three records. In date, this is the customer address and we are running this. We are assigning roles and it is successfully executed. Now we have to create the stage schema dot customer address table. So this is also successfully created. Now we have to create a stream for the customer address. Here the stream is successfully created. Now we have to use the copy command for the customer address table. Here we loaded 5 rows successfully. Next we have to create the customer address in clean schema. Here the customer address is successfully created. Next we have to create the stream for the customer address. Here the stream is successfully created. Now we have to use the merge statement for the customer address in clean schema. After running this, the number of rows is inserted 5 and number of rows updated is 0. Now we have to create or replace the table with consumption schema dot customer address dim. Let's run this. It is successfully created. Now we have to do the merge customer address dim. Here the number of rows inserted is 5 and the number of rows updated is 0. Now go to the sandbox database. Go to state schema and customer address. Go to the data preview. Here we are loaded 5 rows successfully. Next we are doing the copy command. Let's run this. Here we loaded 2 files and first one in day 1 file 3 rows are inserted. In day 2 file we inserted 2 rows. Now we have to run the merge statement. After running the merge statement, here we inserted 5 rows and updated is 0. Now we have to run the second merge statement. After running the merge statement, number of rows are inserted 5 and number of rows updated is 0. Go to the sandbox database. Go to the state schema and customer address. We have data preview. In this we have 6, 7, 8 are updated rows. And 9, 10 also updated rows.
So this is the menu file. In this menu file, we have initial load and delta load. In initial load, we have the menu initial. Here we have 12 rows and first one is the header. In delta load, we have day 1 file. In this day 1 file, we have 8 rows and first one is the header. In day 2, we have 6 records. That means 6 rows and first one is the header. Menu entity. First, we have to create menu table. Here we have to create all databases, schemas, and warehouse. So statement is successfully executed. Now I am going to create a menu table inside stage schema. So it is successfully created. Next, I am going to create menu stream. So it is also successfully created. Next, I am going to run the copy command, which would be from the CSV file from menu location. Here the 12 files is loaded. Now we have to create menu table. So the menu table is successfully created. We have to create stream for menu. Here the stream is successfully created. Now we have to run merge statement. Here the 12 files is inserted. 12 rows are inserted. Now I am creating menu dim. Here we are taking primary key as a source system, restaurant, foreign key from the source system. Let me create this menu dim table. Here the menu dim is successfully created. Now I am going to run the match operation on menu dim by using menu stream. Let's run this. Here the 12 rows inserted successfully. Now I am going to run the copy command where file from CSV stage delta menu. Let's run this. So here we load 6 rows and in second one we load 8 rows. Here we have 8 and 6 in this we have. So here we have 8 files and first one as a header. In this file we have 6 rows and first one as a header. Now we have to go to the first match statement and run it again. Here the 14 rows are inserted and 14 rows are updated. Here 12 rows are updated. And again we have to run the second merge statement. Here the 14 rows inserted and 12 rows are updated. Now let's go and check it in menu. Here is the menu and go to the data preview. Here the data is available having 26 records. Here is the lineage. Here we have CSV stage menu, menu in stage schema, menu in clean schema and menu dim in consumption schema.
Delivery agent folder. In this folder, we have initial load and delta load. In initial load, we have this file. In this file, I have 5 rows. First one is the header. In delta load, we have 2 files. Here, day 1 and day 2. In day 1 file, we have 5 rows. First one is the header. In day 2, we have 2 rows and the first one is the header. This is the delivery agent. And now we have to give the role as a system admin and we have to create database and schema warehouse. Let's run this. Here the 4 statements are successfully executed. Now we have to create the delivery agent table. Here the delivery agent table is successfully created. Now we have to create the stream for the delivery agent. Let's execute this. Here the delivery agent stream is successfully created. Now we have to do the copy command. Let's run this. After running this, we are loaded this file, 5 files successfully. Now I am creating delivery agent in clean schema. Here it is successfully created. Now I am creating stream for the delivery agent in clean schema. Let's run this. Here it is successfully created. Now we have to do the merge statement. Let's run this. After doing the merge, the number of rows inserted is 5 and number of rows updated is 0. Now we have to create the consumption schema for delivery agent dim. Let's run this. After running, it is successfully created. Now we have to do the merge statement consumption schema dot delivery agent dim as a target. Here the number of rows inserted is 5 and the number of rows updated is 0. Now we have to use the copy command. Let's run this. After running the copy command, we loaded 2 files. In day 1 file, we are loaded 5 rows. In day 2 file, we are loaded 2 rows. Now go to the merge statement and run. After running the merge statement, the number of rows inserted is 6 and number of rows updated is 1. Next, you have to run the second merge statement, delivery agent dim. After running, the number of rows inserted is 7 and the number of rows updated is 1. Now go to the sandbox database, go to the stage schema, go to the delivery agent, and here we have 12 rows. And these are the updated rows. Go to the lineage. Here we have CSV in sandbox.stage schema and delivery agent in sandbox.stage schema and delivery agent in sandbox.clean schema. And next, delivery agent dim in sandbox.consumption schema.
This use case, next we have to move on with delivery entity.
This is the delivery entity file. In this, we have initial load and delta load. Initial load, we have this file. In this file, we have 8 records. That means 8 rows. First one is the header. Next one is delta load. In this folder, we have day 1 and day 2 files. In day 1 file, we have 4 rows and the first one is header. In day 2, we have 4 rows. First one is the header. Delivery entity. Here, first we have to assign role as a system admin and we have to create database and schema and warehouse. Let's run this. After executing, all the statements were successfully executed. Now we have to create a table as a delivery in stage schema. Here, the delivery table is successfully created. Now we have to create a delivery stream in the stage location. Here the stream is successfully created for the delivery. Now we have to run the copy command. After executing the copy command, we loaded 8 rows successfully. Now we have to create a delivery in clean schema. The delivery table is successfully created. Now we have to run the stream for the delivery in clean schema. Here the stream is successfully created for the delivery. Now we have to run the merge statement. Here the number of rows inserted is 8. Number of rows updated is 0. Now we have to go to the sandbox and go to the stage schema. Just click on delivery. Go to the data preview. Here we have 8 rows. Go to the lineage. Here we have stage schema. In delivery, we have sandbox.stage schema. Here is delivery table in sandbox.clean schema. The order folder. In order folder, we have initial load and delta load. In initial load, I have this file. In this file, we have 8 rows. First one is the header. In delta load, we have 2 files, that is day 1 and day 2. In day 1, we have 4 records. Here, the first one is the header. In day 2, we have 4 rows and first one is the header. This is the order entity. First, we have to assign the role as a system admin and create a database and schema and warehouse. Let's run this. Here, the 4 statements is successfully executed. Now we have to create a table orders. Let's execute this. Here, the orders is successfully created. Now we have to create a stream for the orders. Here, the stream is successfully created for order stream. Next, we have to use the copy command to copy the data. Let's run this. Here, we loaded 8 rows successfully. Now we have to create the clean schema.orders. Here, it is successfully created. Now we have to create a stream for order stream in clean schema. Here, the order stream is successfully created. Now we have to use the merge statement for the clean schema.orders as a target using the order stream in stage schema. After merging, the number of rows is inserted 8 and the number of rows updated is 0. Let's run the copy command here. Before check the copy command, we have to check the uploaded rows. First, go to the sandbox schema and go to the stage schema. Go to orders and go to the data preview. These are the upload. These are the uploaded rows. Now we have to run the copy command. Here we loaded 2 files and in day 1 file we have loaded 4 rows. In day 2 file we loaded 4 rows. Now we have to go to the merge statement. Let's run this. After executing, number of rows inserted is 8 and number of rows uploaded is 0. Now we have to go to the sandbox database and clean schema, go to the orders and go to data preview. Here we have updated rows. Go to the lineage. In this we have CSV stage in sandbox stage schema. In orders table in sandbox dot stage schema. Orders table in sandbox dot clean schema. This is the order item folder. In this we have initial load and delta load. In initial we have taken one file, and in this we have 14 rows. First one is the header, and let's get to the delta load. In this we have day 1 and day 2 file. We have to go to day 1 file. In day 1 file we have 14 records, that means 14 rows. First one is the header. In day 2 file we have 11 records, and first one is the header. This is the order item entity. Here we have to assign the roles as a system admin and database, schema, warehouse. We have to run this. After executing this, the 4 statements are successfully executed. Now we have to create a order item table in stage schema. Let's execute this. Here, successfully created order item table. Now we have to create a stream for the order item. Here, it is successfully created. Now we have to execute the copy command. After executing, we reloaded 14 rows successfully. Now we have to create order item in clean schema. Let's execute this. Here, the order item is successfully created. Now we have to create order item stream in clean schema. Let's execute this. It is successfully created. Now we have to use the merge statement. By using the merge statement, number of rows inserted is 14 and the number of rows updated is 0. Let's go to the sandbox database. Go to the stage schema and order items. Go to data preview. Here is the data which we loaded 14 rows successfully. Now we have to run the copy command. In this, we have day 1 and day 2 files. In day 1 file, we loaded 14 rows. In day 2 file, we loaded 11 rows successfully. Now we have to run the merge statement. After running the merge statement, number of rows is inserted 25 and number of rows updated is 0. Now go to the database and check here the data preview. Here the 39 rows are updated successfully. Go to the lineage. Here we have CSV stage in sandbox.stage schema. We have order item in table in sandbox.stage schema. Next, we created order item table in sandbox.clean schema. This is the date dimension. Here we have to assign the roles. First, we have to assign the system admin and warehouse database schema. Let's run this. Here, these 4 statements are successfully executed. Now we have to create a table date dimension in consumption schema. Here, the table is successfully created. Now we have to insert values into date dimension dot consumption schema. Here, the number of rows inserted is 464. This is the order item fact. Here we have to assign role as a system admin, and here we have to use warehouse, database, and schema. Let's execute this. These four statements are successfully executed. Now we have to create a order item fact in consumption schema. So the order item fact table is successfully created. Now we have to merge the statement order item fact in consumption schema. Let's execute this. Here we are 36 rows are successfully updated. Here we are creating yearly revenue. So yearly revenue is successfully created. Now we have to select yearly revenue. So it is looks like my total revenue. In 2023, it's like this, and 2024, the total revenue is this. Next, we have to create the monthly revenue. So here the monthly revenue is successfully created. Now we have to see by using the select statement. So in 2024, the monthly revenue is 4 and total revenue is this. Now we have to create a view for daily revenue. So here the view is created. Now day revenue. So here the day revenue is successfully created. Now we have to create. Now we have to go to the database. Let's go to the sandbox and go to the consumption schema. Go to the tables. Here we have order item fact. Here we can see the lineage of this. This is the lineage which we created. And now we have to see how the stream dashboard is created. Now we have to go to the Streamlit app. Here we have to choose sandbox and we have to choose the consumption schema. Now we have to click on create. So it will create it and you have to edit the code. We have to run import Streamlit as a SD and we have to import pandas. Like this, we have to write the code and just we have to click on run. Our dashboard will be exhibited. Now let's check the dashboard is created or not. Here my dashboard is created. So this is the dashboard which we created. Here we have the revenue dashboard. This is the total revenue and this is the total order. Here is the maximum order value. This is while we are selecting year, I'm selecting 2024 and here this is the total revenue, average revenue per order and maximum order value. Here the total order is 1 and average revenue per item is this. Now 2024 monthly revenue trend, this is there. And next one, we have to select the month based on we get results. Like if we choose third month, if we choose the fourth month, we get this data, fourth month data. These are the top 10 restaurants for the 2024. If we choose the 2023, we can change the data. That means here the total revenue is changed and also average revenue per order is also changed. And we have here a maximum order value and this is the total order and this is the average per item. Here we have the monthly revenue trend for 2023. Here we have 11 and 12 months in 2023. So if we choose 11, we get the data. These are the top 10 restaurants for the 2023.